pure. Apapavidham. It is not pierced by any kind of pairs. Papa, punya, that is sin and merit. Dharma, adharma, righteousness and unrighteousness. All these things, these pairs of opposites, these do not taint Brahman. Brahman is not pierced by any of these things. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to pray before Bhavatarini Devi and say, he used to say, Mother, here is your merit and sin. Take it. I don't want it. Here is your dharma and adharma, righteousness and unrighteousness. Take it. I do not want that. But, Ma, I cannot say, please take away this truth, because Ma is truth. Brahman is truth. Sat, Chit, Ananda, Sat. It is the truth. So, the one and only truth. And there is no opposite to that. So he can't say, Paramahamsa, Guru Maharaj could not say, please take away this truth. Brahman is untainted by sin or merit, untainted by sin, unaffected by merit, unaffected by righteousness, untainted by unrighteousness. Apapavidham. And he is Kavi. He is far-sighted. He is a poet. The entire universe is his poem. He is far-sighted. A person who is far-sighted, he sees up to the point which normally the sight would permit. But then, because of his extraordinary power of vision, he is able to see beyond the target, beyond the point, beyond the finishing line. He is Kavi. He is able to see what had been there, what is there, and what will be there. Kavi, Krantadarshi. He is Manishi. He is the Lord over all minds. He is the master of thinking. He thinks what he wills to think. Total mastery over himself. Manishi, and because of that, he is also omniscient. Paribhu. He surrounds everything. He is above everything. He transcends everything. He stands astride over all worlds. Paribhu. Swayambhu. He has not been caused by anything. Self-existent. On the other hand, it is he who acts as the Upadana Karana and Nimitta Karana, the instrument of matter, materiality, and the instrument of causality. Upadana Karana and Nimitta Karana. And so, he has not been created by anything, self-existent, Swayambhu, Yada Tathyato Arthan Vyadadhat. And he, now when we speak about Brahman being luminous and bodiless and so on, we are referring to the Brahman which is in the immutable state. Brahman is always immutable. No mutation to that. But then, when we speak of Brahman in relation to the relative world, then we refer to him as he. In the first line, we said, Sa Paryagat Shukram Akayam Avranam. Akayam Avranam, everywhere the neuter gender has been used. Brahman is in the word Brahma is neuter in gender. Tat Shabda. We always use the pronoun Tat to refer to Brahman. That Tat Shabda, the term Tat, is also in neuter gender. But here, coming to the third line of the mantra, we refer to God as Kavi, Manishi. There we are referring to God, Brahman, the Absolute, in relation to the relative world as God, Ishvara. When we speak about Ishvara, Ishvara is in masculine gender. We speak about Ishwari in feminine gender. Brahman, in relation to this created world, is Ishvara or Ishwari, depending who is your Ishtadevata, whose Upasaka you are. We refer to that controller of this universe. Absolute is there. From absolute, we derive an idea of a God that is actively governing this universe, and that God is either a god or a goddess. There is place for, there is relevance, there is a place for mentioning the gender as masculine or feminine. But earlier we referred to Brahman as Shukram, Akayam, Avranam, neuter gender. And this God that we are referring to in relation to the created world, he divides all things, all experiences, all things, everything as it should be. Yatha Tathyata, how it should be. The ideal way. He apportions everything, orders everything, ordains everything as it should be through the eternal times. Shashvatibhya Samabhya. Through eternal years or units of time. Time is eternal as far in relation to the created world, time is eternal. As long as the universe is there, there is time. The time coexists with the universe. Time is eternal. And we divide time in units, days, years, and so on. So, through the units of time which is eternal, the God, the ruler, the master of the universe divides everything, apportions everything, gives each one what is due to him, ordains everything as things should be. Thus, in this stanza, in this mantra, there is a reference to the immutable Brahman and the Jagat that has been created, and the Ishvara who rules over the Jagat, God that rules over the universe, and who understands this? The Jiva. It is the Jiva who understands that it is Ishvara that is apportioning everything and acting as the master. He is the master, and under his regime everything goes on as it should be. Thus there is a mention of Brahman, Ishvara, that is God, universe, and the Jiva. It's a grand declaration of a very subtle concept, and there are several interpretations to this from Sri Shankara Bhagavad Padar, Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, and other acharyas. With God's blessings, let us try to understand a little bit of that, what we can in the frame of 10 to 15 minutes in the next session. Pranamam to all blessed souls. Hari Om.